Welcome everyone to the Equestrians Inner Life podcast. I'm your host Panella, and today I have the great privilege of introducing to you one of the most influential figures in modern world of dressage, Jan Bemelmans. Born in Belgium, but having lived most of his life in Germany since the age of 17, Jan has devoted his life to the art and discipline of dressage. A highly respected trainer and former international competitor, he has trained more than 50 horses to Grand Prix level, an extraordinary achievement that has earned him the esteemed German title of Reitmeister. Jan's own competitive career included winning numerous international Grand Prix classes and multiple medals at the German championships. His work as a national coach has shaped and inspired the sport. For 16 years, he guided the Spanish team, leading them to win medals at the 2002 World Equestrian Championships and also in 2003, the European Championships, and then again in 2004, Athens Olympic Games. Achievement that marked a golden era for Spanish dressage. And then later, Jan went on to coach the French national team. Jan is known not only for his technical mastery, but for his deep respect for the horse, always emphasizing harmony, patience, and understanding. His philosophy is rooted in the classical German principle, yet he approaches each horse and rider as unique, teaching with clarity and adaptability. He believes a true dressage is a conversation between horse and rider, where the horse becomes a happy athlete through partnership. So, in today's conversation, we'll hear from Jan about his remarkable journey, the highs, the challenges, and the lesson learned along the way. We will explore how he has helped shape the modern landscape of dressage and what, after a lifetime of dedication to the horse, he's most proud of. So, welcome.
Welcome, Pamela.
Thank you.
After a bit complicated start with the computer, so finally we got it.
We got it.
Desperate that and very happy that I not work on an office because that's not that would have been make my life, I think, a little bit too difficult. It's much to press all these buttons and nothing happens. You know?
I know. Computers, they have a life of their own, that's for sure.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Well, Jan, to get the conversation going, tell us, what is inspiring you at the moment and what's exciting in your life? What are you up to now? Maybe you could tell us a bit about that.
At the moment, I passed to several parts in my life. You know, there was a part that I learned to write, and then at a certain point I could write a little bit, so then I start to compete. And all my life is a little bit around competition, because I can be very lazy if I don't have a goal. And if I have a goal, I can be very excited. And this is still all my life, and this is still now. I still have goals, and I'm still riding every day. And if I don't have a goal, then maybe after 10 minutes I have back pain because I don't like to ride without any goal. And if I have a goal, I can ride all the day and I don't have any back pain. You know, this is always something that is for me very important to know where to go and to try to do something. After competing myself many years, I came on a certain point that I tried to be in the German team, and I was many years member of the A squad, and out of the A squad you go into the team. And then at the time the Germans were very, very strong. So if I would have been in a team, you would also have won a medal. But then it didn't happen. And the moment that I saw, there's a younger people coming, and they are going maybe further than I go, then I stopped with competing from one day to another, and I don't compete anymore. And then it's this point that came the Spanish Federation just in the right moment, and they asked me if I could take over the reins in Spain. And then living in Germany, a little bit cold in the winter, and then going to Spain where the sun is always shining every day. So I thought this would be the perfect way, the perfect next step to do in my life. And so this is why I start with this Spanish. And then, we had a very successful time. And what I think is, what helped me a lot is that I'm not really German. I know the German mentality, I know the German discipline, but as born in Belgium, I'm a little bit more flexible. And if you work with Spanish guys, you have to be very flexible, because they are super happy guys, and for them nothing is a problem. And Piaf Passage, they are very, very good, but going correctly on the center line, this is not their strongest point. And so to get together with them, so this was an amazing story, an amazing time of my life. And then also we were successful, because at the end of the day we got some medals, and the best medal was in Athens, because we got silver, and I'm still convinced that it should have been gold, because we were the best of the best. But okay, the dressage is like this, and so anyway, we are still very proud that we achieve at least that.
Yes.
And then after doing this for around 15, 16 years, there came a point that I thought, oh God, it's always the same, and maybe one more medal, okay. But I was looking for another challenge. And then also at the time that we start with the Spanish, it was me and them, and there was nobody else. Nobody else in between. So, and then I saw over all the years that somebody has also his own trainer, and there came more ideas with the federation. Also, there was a new president, and I don't feel the support like it was a little bit before. And then I thought, okay, maybe it's good in a good moment to stop. And then after London, I told the Spanish president of the federation, look, I think it's done. Maybe my bottle is empty, and maybe we should go about change the ways. And then we did this, and then I did not want to train any country anymore, because there is so many things that you can do in a proper way to be with one rider, and then you are really team. Then the French Federation approached me, and they asked, come, and then I said, no, I don't want any team anymore. But then they keep asking, and then, you know how you are. Sometimes I'm also a bit weak. And then finally I say yes, yeah. But it was not that team that I find before in Spain, because everybody is a little bit in his own way, and you are not the trainer, you are a little bit more the manager, and this is what I don't like so much, you know. So, and this makes it also a little bit difficult. From the other side, we could achieve to have a spot in Rio. So this was already something very good. So because the French didn't have any spot in the team before, so we could go to Rio. So and in Rio, okay, we don't get a medal, but we were not that bad, And then you have also to live with your possibilities, I know that that we are not going for a medal, but we could go for a good position. So and then after Rio came the Olympics in Paris, and they were already qualified. So whatever. They don't need trainer because of being the host country, they were qualified. So, and this was also maybe the good moment to stop with this. And and then I'm always looking for some challenge, what we can do. At the moment, I have a family here in Düsseldorf, and they are riding for Poland, and they have 2 kids. And this is fun, and then we try to be successful with the kids. And so they start with ponies. So this is a very different level than Grand Prix. So I was a little bit at the beginning how to reach these ponies, because this is another riding.
Yes.
But okay, we went a few times to European Championships, and we came in the final. But at least we did not have any medal. And until last year, one of the 2 girls, we were in the European Championship for young riders. For juniors, and then we also came in the final, and we finished 11. Maybe we could have finished a little bit better before, but at the end of the day, we were super prepared. The horse was in top form. I make a super preparation. We were before invited in Aachen in the CHIO. So this is the biggest show in the world. So we could win 1 class. One time we were second. So I think we were in the best preparation that you ever can be. But at the end of the day, you also need a bit of luck. And this luck we didn't get because the horse was a bit spooky every day. And it was not spooky before. So I think, why is he suddenly spooky? But that's life, But at the end, it is also not so important that you win medals. At the end is your daily work to work on it and to try to achieve something, that you can reach something and that you can say, look, we are the best. We got it, So this is your daily life. Because at the end, the medal is a day, is 1 day, But there's so many days of preparation and so many days of ups and downs. And this is what I like to be in the sport, that you live always a little bit with these ups and downs. And so this is a wonderful life. I always think that I never worked in my life. Other people, they go to work and I go to ride, So
you're having more fun
in the stable. And other people, they have to work all the day to get in the stable in the evening, and I go immediately in the morning. So sometimes I think I'm very spoiled.
Yeah. Well, tell me, Jan, then, what does dressage mean to you? Like, not just as a discipline, but as an art form. Dressage itself, what does that mean to you?
Dressage is this is 2 things. It is the language between you and a horse. This is like you met somebody and you speak with him, and then you try to find out how is he. Do you like him? It's like a marriage. And you have to find out the other side. And this is with horses the same. You cannot love all horses. This is impossible. You love horses and you love what you do, but there has to be a special connection, and or this is special connection as a rider that I was competing. I had horses that from 0 to Grand Prix. So you live your life with this horse. It's a partner. Is a part of your life. So and you try to understand him every day, and also the horses change. They can be sometimes going in. Every day you have to look, are you still on the right way? Is he developing in a good way? Is he developing in a wrong way? And the same thing is that I think also one of the biggest points that we got with the Spanish, that because I was not only in love with Spanish horses, but I was also in love with all the team. It was Beatriz, was Rafael, was Ignacio. These were my friends. So you want your friends to shine. And you have to burn for this. And I'm still now burning for the kids because they are good. I last weekend because the youngest one is only 18, and she win her first Prix St. George last week. So, and then you go to the show, and then in the warming up, you stand there, and then you can be proud. Oh, look, this is my project. Yeah.
Yes.
So, this, I don't know what could be better in life.
No. Mm-hmm. Now tell me, all these Grand Prix horses you have trained, when you get on a horse yourself, you get into the saddle, what do you look for? What do you feel for when you first get on a horse?
Oh, God. This comes later. You start and you don't know. The first horse that I went into the Grand Prix, there was a horse that we sold for a customer just to go in the wood, because it was a nice horse, but it was not very spectacular. And then this man, after we sold the horse, came and he said, "Look, I don't like that horse because the horse is, you cannot play in the stable. He bites, and I don't want that horse." I said, "Okay." So then we took it back, and then I started to ride with that horse. And then the horse has talent for piaffe. And you say, "Oh, wow." So suddenly you discover something, and then you see something, and okay, this was at the moment, there was our horse, and suddenly you develop a connection. So you build up this connection. So and then we win the first M class, and then we win Prix St. George, and then in Germany, at the time, if you win 5 times S class, you get this golden badge. And then we get this golden badge. And then I said, okay, I don't want to do S class anymore. I want to go Grand Prix. And then we tried to make him Grand Prix. And then he makes Super Piaffe, one tempi changes, but he did not do Passage. And then I think, why is he not learning Passage? So at the time, I went every week to Harry Bolt, because Harry Bolt was my trainer many years. And then every Monday I went to Harry. And Harry sometimes can be in bad mood. And then if he's in bad mood, he don't say too much, and then you go there, you drive 2 hours, you have one lesson, you don't say anything, you go home, and then you think, okay, go back next year, go back next week. So, but at the end, he say one sentence, he say, "Oh, look, every horse can do Passage." So this inspires me. I say, I cannot give up. I have to do it. So, and really, it happens one day. I cannot describe it 100%, but suddenly he make one step of Passage, and then I win 20 Grand Prix with him, and then he was super good. So everything is also, you have to be in love with something, with a project. You cannot develop 20 Grand Prix horses at once. Okay, you can ride 20 ones, but the real ones, to be really good, there has to be a special connection. I have a few other ones that we came from nothing, and then at a certain point I saw something, and I think, oh, that's it. So, and then I had one mare, and then she was a bit complicated, and then she was always so hot, and I couldn't get it under control. So what I did, I took it out 4 times a day. Very short, I get on, I ride, and 10, 15 minutes, and then, okay, away. After 2 hours, okay, out again. Half an hour riding. Yeah, okay, in, out, then out again. So suddenly, you develop so many ideas in your life that maybe this system would have been the dead for another one, because maybe if the one is a bit lazy and you take him out 4 times, then he will do nothing anymore. Yeah. But she was so hot. So, and then after riding, and if you ride too long, she gets hotter and hotter and hotter. So I said, okay, in, out, on and off. And suddenly she became normal, And so in your life, you develop every day, you have a new challenge, and then you have to try to find out how you reach your goal. Because it is very important that at the end, I compare it always a little bit because now we have so much talk about welfare. Everybody talks welfare and we have to be nice and we have this. But if you see, for example, in the jumping, if you see the small jumping classes, so maybe with a bit of push, you can jump. Yeah, maybe if the horse is not very talented, if it's 80 centimeters or 1 meter, you can finish the course. Yeah, maybe you take a little bit longer spurs and it goes. Yeah, but the big competition like Grand Prix and the big competition in jumping, no horse in the world jumps over fences that are 160 and 160 big. If they don't want to jump.
No.
So if it is not on your side, you don't reach anything. So and I think, and this is always what I tell my students: don't push don't fight, convince. You know, it is like with kids. You have to convince him. And if he's convinced, he will do. And this is with horses the same. If you go with a young horse and you go step by step, and every conversation, because this conversation is like in the animal. They want to have a conversation with you. And then they try something. And then you just have to be the boss and the master. And if you are good enough, you don't need to be strong because you know how to do. You catch him. And then suddenly you say, okay, this one is more clever than me, so I will do it. And then suddenly you develop a positive energy in your horse. And then he will give it. You will give it the moment that you ask for it. This is what makes our life. You have to be a little like an artist. Yeah,
yes.
You can learn in a book how to do shoulder in and the meaning of the right leg and the left rein and whatever. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it's an observing. You have to be a super observer. You have to observe your horse, and you have to see, how is he thinking? Okay, good. I will be more clever. Yeah, and this is the language. Just to come back what you say before, how you connect. So this is our language to observe him, and as you cannot speak with him, we have tools that we can connect with him with our tools. Yeah.
Yes.
And then suddenly you develop a partnership, and there is nothing more beautiful to have a horse on the highest level, because in the highest level in Grand Prix, this is everything there. Everything what is in the nature of a horse, like piaffe, passage, the changes, good walk, good gymnastic. This is all normal things. This is nothing artificial. This is there. Every horse has piaffe, passage inside. You just have to watch on the field, and then you can see how they do. Yeah.
Yes.
And this is what how I see a little bit this life with horses.
Yes. So when you were just telling about all that, would you say then when you are observing the horses, you're paying attention to the balance of the horse? Like horses are usually naturally more strong to one side and slightly weaker to the other side, just like humans. So do you pay a lot of attention to balance those, like the symmetry of horse and rider? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, sure, yeah. Maybe you can make it very complicated. And then you can try to find out everything before you start with a young one. Yeah. But at the end of the day, it comes different than what you think. Yeah.
Yes.
So I have examples of perfect horses, but then at the end, they were not good in their character. They have some problems somewhere. So you don't know where it goes. No. At the end, it's also a little bit by pure chance, because otherwise, if I could see in a young horse the Grand Prix horse, then I would be a dealer. Because then I would every year I would make Grand Prix horses, but also not every horse can be a Grand Prix horse. And sometimes the ones that are maybe not that what you were thinking is going to be the best is the best at the end of the day. Yeah. So what you can do, if you see a horse, then first of all, you see the picture. Is it good looking? Yeah. This is with everything in life. You met somebody, and then in the first 2 seconds, you have an ID. You like it or you don't like it. This goes very quick, yeah. And this is with horses the same, yeah. So and then you look the paces. How is walk? How is trot? How is canter? So, but at the end of the day, the inner life of that horse, yeah. This is the most important thing. Is he willing? Is he ready to go with you? Do you find the right approach to him? Yeah. Yes. Because it's not always maybe the most talented and most beautiful horse who is the winner at the end of the day. It is the one who wants to give it to you, who is the one that, if you go to the Olympics, and then you see all these horses in the Olympics, they are all Grand Prix. Because if they are not in Grand Prix, they don't have the qualification and they cannot start. So before they have shown that they can do Grand Prix. Yeah. So, but at the end, it is also not the most talented one who wins. It is the one where you have the best control, where the basic is, and that everything that you want, you can do at the moment that you want to do it. Yeah. You see many horses in the warming up, or they are the champions of the warming up, but then they come in the ring and they don't do it anymore. Yeah. So if I'm super convinced that if you see the best riders in the world and the best horses in the world, and you change the 5 best horses, and you put the riders who are maybe not so successful on that horses, maybe these horses will be in front again because they have something, they are good educated, and they are prepared. And if you can have the best rider in the world put on a horse that is maybe not so talented and with not so much power, he also cannot win the Olympic Games. So it has always a little bit to come together. And also a little bit of luck you also need for this, because otherwise you can bring every horse to Olympic winner, but that's not the case.
No, there's only one winner. Yeah. So Raphael has just been down here to Australia, and he told me that you or one of the most beautiful riders, so elegant and precise in your riding. And after I heard that, I thought, I wonder whether... So clearly you have a so naturally balanced yourself. So what have you found when you are teaching all your students over the years? Do you think that has been an advantage that you yourself so naturally are a very good rider? Or do you think sometimes it was more difficult for you to convey certain things because you assume they may know it already? Do you know what I mean? Because a lot of us is it's not just natural. Clearly you must be a natural. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, look, I go a little bit out of your question and I go to another thing, Yeah. Because before, I think what is super important for me is to be a good observer. Yeah, you have to observe the things, So, and as a kid, I was always a lot looking, because I started riding and I was a bit afraid of riding. I was not very brave. And then I did not get on horses immediately because there were such big animals and I had so much respect for them. So I observe how they live in the field and what they do and how is the connection between them. So and then later everything is. I just always come back to this observer to observe. For example, I will give you one example. And Raphael is a super example for this. Raphael with Invasor, he was not, Invasor was a super good horse, but Invasor was very complicated, and Invasor was not going very well at the beginning. Invasor starts good as a young horse with Ignacio, but then Invasor was empty, and then he did not want to do Piaffe anymore, and he was also not the best trotter. So Raphael took over, and with the love that Raphael had for these horses, he got him on his side. Yeah, Raphael was, I think sometimes he would have loved to take him into his bed, you know, and there was a special connection. He was also grooming him. He was, you know, all the day he was busy with this. And then as a trainer, I wrote Invasor at the very beginning, and I can make him trot super good. And then I said to Raphael, look, we need this trot. And then Raphael, well, we had some discussion, and he said, Jan, stop. Because if you push me to doing this medium trot all the day, I cannot do it. So forget medium trot, I can do other things much better. So, and then comes again the observer. And then you have to also, as a trainer, to accept this. Yeah, because I know that he could trot better, but I know that Raphael maybe was not this good in medium trot, but Raphael was very good in bringing the horse on his side in Piaffe Passage. So, and I think this is so interesting. You know, it is not boring. Every day you go with something, and then you have to say, oh, what we're going to do today? Yeah, yesterday morning there is a student from Belgium. He comes every week, and then we say every week we discover something new, because then sometimes I think maybe why we did not do this, because this brings us forwards. Why I did not see this 2 weeks ago, but 2 weeks ago I didn't see it, or it was not the moment to see it. You know, yeah. And all this is a chain of what takes you out of bed every day to go on, you know, and that like we are still like children that we don't know the world and we have to discover. Yeah, we are always in a discover. But the other thing is to tell you about Raphael. And then Raphael was at a certain point, he was getting a top star. No? So, and we came to the shows, and then with freestyle, he makes super freestyle, and then he had some way to do, and then the crowd was standing ovation. You know, Raphael was riding, and everybody was crazy about Raphael. So, and then just before the Olympics, we were in Aachen. And Aachen is the biggest show where you can go. Yeah. So, and then the television came and said, Extra, please, one is competing Raphael, because we want to have him in the news. Yeah. And then, okay, so, and then Raphael wrote his the freestyle, and then everybody standing ovation. And then, okay, and then he came out of the ring, and then he said to me, hey, Jan, how was it? I said, what? Was not bad, but for me, this is not dressage. This is more circus than dressage, what you do there. Okay. He didn't say anything. Yeah? He went away, put his horse away. So I was not, wow, Raphael, super. I said, no, I don't like what you do there. Mm-hmm. So, and then the next show was Athens. So we went to Athens, and then I put Raphael the first day, because there was also a little bit of tactic, because in the first day, normally not the good horses go. But I knew that Raphael could perform very well. So I think if we put him the first day, then maybe in the news will come the first day of the Olympics, Spain is already in front. Yeah, this was a little bit my idea. So this is one thing. And then Raphael did the Grand Prix, and then he did the Grand Prix of his life. It was the best Grand Prix Raphael ever did in his life. And then he came out of the ring, he left the ring long, he looked at me, and he said, was this circus or was this... or was this dressage today? I said, Raphael, today it was dressage. But just to go back on this thing, if you are not an observer and if you are not a fine idea of putting all these things where you can push everything out of a rider, where you can have the maximum out of a performance in a horse, this, you have to be special feeling for this.
Yes.
Otherwise, you cannot get it. Yeah. And this was Raphael knows this. Yeah. But like he dropped the rein and he looked at me like, now he got it.
That's so
But
good.
this is so much fun.
Yes. Well, it sounds like you had so many good and fun memories for when you were the you were the trainer of the team for Spain.
Yeah. But all my life is a good memory until now.
Yes.
Yeah. This is maybe one little thing, but I can tell you
could tell me
hundreds of stories like this. Yeah.
Yes.
So and this is you live a life like nobody lives. You know, there's so many people they want to go in holidays because they have all the year they work, so they don't like what they do, and then maybe in 10 days they want to enjoy what they miss all the year. My life is a holiday,
Yes.
and this is because of the horses, and this was the best decision in my life to do something with horses, with animals, you know, and okay, at the end of the day, there's some luck has to come to it, but then you can have a wonderful life, and still now it is every day is a fun day.
Yes. So with the horses now, looking back to when you were a young man and then to now, what do you find, or what can you tell us that you've really learned from the horses over the years? You must have some lessons that you really feel the horse has taught you.
What the horses tell me the most is respect. Respect, This is a beautiful animal. It is, if you see, if you go in the big towns, for example, in Rome, every imperator sits on a horse. So the horse is something, is something special. Yeah, they are not sitting on a cow or on a donkey. They sit on a horse. Yeah. So and this respect for the animal and the respect for the horse, this is something that goes like a red line through all your life. You have to meet the other side, whoever it is, with respect. Yeah. If you do this, then at the end, life is easy. We live in a paradise, You just have to make it your own paradise, and the more you see the positive in and then the more you get positive things back,
Yes.
So, and the first time that I sit on a horse, you know, I have this feeling still, this feeling to sit on such a big horse, to have the respect and then you can control it. And then I think, okay, this is the challenge in my life. I have to find the way that it all the time comes back to the same thing. Yeah.
So now looking sort of of all your training of dressage riders over all these years, is there something that stands out that a lot of riders have problems with, that you find that you're always teaching some of the same things to all different riders, or is it always something new? Or do you know what I mean? Is there a common theme where most riders need to understand better?
No, I think there is one thing that should be the same for everybody and for every horse. This is to do the right gymnastic. Yeah, look in other sports. Yeah. For example, look at a soccer player. He's not playing goals all the day. He is putting his body in perfect shape. Yeah, he's running, he's stretching, he make Pilates, he make 1,000 things, and then his body is in the perfect shape, and then he can do his sport. And this is a little bit what goes in the wrong direction nowadays, that we have people who are complaining about us, but they are not riders. They are just people. They think that we are not doing good, and then they produce an ideal picture, and everybody should produce on the horse the ideal picture, but that is not like this. So you have to do your gymnastic, and gymnastic is a little bit like stretching, keeping the control over the body of the horse, to make him long, to make him short, to go forwards, to come back. This keeps him also healthy. So you do this because you like your horse to get in good form. And sometimes I see people, they forget this. And they just want to do exercises, and they want to do more piaffe, or they want to do better half passes. But this is only getting better if you make this simple gymnastic. This is so important, and this is something that I think that we do in Germany very well. We are at the end the best osteopath. If you ride very well, you don't need an osteopath. Because we are the best osteopath for our horses. It's them who sit up on him. We are pressed a little bit in an observation, in a wrong observation. Because if you want to do a little bit stretching, and then many people, it's too round, it's too this, it's too that, and then we are a little bit starting to get stiff riders, and this is sometimes I think there should be much more understanding and explanation. How is the right gymnastic for a horse, and not only show him in exercises. This comes later. This is the cream on top. But the preparation, the daily work is how you take your time and how you make this good gymnastic. I think this is super important. And this is also fun. It is not after riding one pirouette and then you can do 1,000 pirouettes. Is this fun? No. Fun is if you can control the body. If you can go, you come back, and you make him shine. You make him look like a pony. You make him look big. This game. This is fun.
That is true. So, tell me something here. I have a very good question for you that I have. Let me see. Now, what top qualities do you look for what qualities do you look for in a rider to become a top rider? Is there qualities that that stands out for you? Could you tell us about that? What is super important is I can give you a simple exercise. For example, some jumping rider, I don't say his name, but he's a very famous jumping rider. So, and he told me, he said, look, if we were young, they put us on the horses, and then they let the horses jump free over fences. And we have to sit on these horses without any rein, without nothing, just with the saddle, with the stirrups. And then we learn to have body control. And this is the key in the riding, body control, not the technique. The technique is super easy. This you can explain in 2 seconds. But body control, this you cannot explain. You have it or you don't have it. So if this rider
And I know who it is, and he's a very good one. So he now, later, he get reins and he get boots. So, and now because with the body control, he can help the horse. Yeah.
Yes.
And another good example, there was a jumping rider, because I always look a lot of jumping, how they do. It's very interesting to see what they do. There's a lot of common points between jumping and dressage.
Yeah.
And he was jumping over 2.20 meters. I think it was a show in London without saddle. You can imagine sitting on a horse without saddle, jumping over he has the world record of jumping more than 2 meters without a saddle. You can imagine the body control that guy has.
Yes.
Yeah. So, okay, maybe it's a little bit clear now that you see how important is body control. Yeah. And I start to ride with ponies, but then we don't have saddle. So we ride hours and hours in the wood without saddle. So we had balance. So, and we had a feeling. Nowadays, you have one pad, another pad, and then comes a big saddle, and then you sit. So, but you sit 50 half a meter over your horse. How can you feel that horse? Yeah.
Yes.
So this, I think it's, if somebody would come to me and say, look, I want to be number one in the world, then I would let him develop his body so that he is able to use his body and not only sit, and in the moment that you cut the reins, he fall down, you know?
Yes. Yes.
And sometimes I miss this a little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
But this is also something that have to do with self-discipline. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, no, that makes perfect sense. So how would you, in your mind, the way that the dressage world is today, how do you see it moving forward and improving? What do you think that riders should do for themselves to become better so we can all improve? Have you got sort of an idea of what you feel need to change?
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't think that this everybody has to do for himself. You know, you cannot give perfect rules, and if they don't follow it, so this is something that comes out of yourself. Yeah, I at the time that I was competing, then I was very disciplined. I was not only riding all the day. Every evening after riding, I went for running because I want to be in a good condition. I could do in the hottest days, I could do 10 Grand Prix, one after the other without sweating because I was in top form. If you see the good riders, they do also a lot for their bodies. They make gymnastic and they are they prepare themselves to be in good form, not only to be the horse in good form. And what I'm a little bit afraid that all this goes. The top ones, okay, they will still do it because they know how important it is. But many of them they are not physically ready, and maybe they damage more the horses than you know, then a really good if you have enough self-discipline and you look after yourself and you are in top form, then also this helps to be the better partner.
Yes. Yeah. No, that's really well, that makes perfect sense. I mean, really, we have to be fit and supple ourselves, so when we get on the horse, we are not a hindrance. Exactly.
This is some simple things. If you take a child on your shoulders, and you walk with the child, and the child is going with you, then you don't feel the child. You can walk hours and hours. But if you go forward and he goes back, and you go forward and he goes back, so after 100 meters you cannot walk anymore. Yeah.
No.
So
Yes.
it depends, and this is something that the really good ones, they have super body control, and they are in super balance, and this is I like this. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. I think that it really explains a really important point. I think we all should really understand what you're saying, that it's really up to us to manage our bodies, as you're saying, and being fit and healthy, and have and really improve on our own coordination, so that we can that does make perfect sense.
Yeah. Everything at the end of the day, everything should be understandable and easy. If somebody is teaching and he tells you and you cannot understand it, then it's wrong. Yeah, it has to be easy. And it's not so difficult. Yeah, sometimes we make it too difficult. We make it too complicated. Yeah, but at the end, riding is easy. And teaching horses to Grand Prix is very easy. If it goes, if you do it in the right way, all the horses go Grand Prix, no problem. The problem is you make mistakes, and then. But I also make mistakes in my life, because now I do like I'm perfect. No, I'm not perfect, because I make also mistakes in my life, and I know where I did the mistakes. I know it 100%. And I was sometimes going, now I'm a little bit older and a little bit more careful. But sometimes if you're young, you want the things too quick, and then because you are strong, you think you can do it. Yeah.
Yes.
But if the horse is not on your side, you can also over push it. And if you over push it, maybe come back to jumping. If you have a super jumper, so you can let him go every day over 2 meters, and one day it will be too much for him, and then he will not jump anymore.
Yes.
He will not do one more jump. He will be he will be finished.
Yes.
So. All this is it is a question of
being patient,
and don't over push it. Yeah.
Yes. So would you say that what you're just saying there, that over the years you've really learned that too about yourself, to have that you are more patient? Exactly what you're just saying. Is that some of those lessons learned?
What still today is super important is to be a good observer, and then to see where you can get better and where are the difficulties, and you can also not be too perfect, No. But perfection doesn't exist.
No.
And this is also sometimes in riding that we have also to learn to not be too perfect.
Because it's riding is really a process that they will never finish. Like, there is not an end point.
No. You, every day you learn something, because there is a horse with something that is, but this I never met before. It's something new. Yes,
I know. That's it. Yeah. It's really quite remarkable, isn't it? But you're absolutely right. Now, describe to us, if you can remember, I'm sure you can remember, the best ride you can think of, like your most favorite ride you've had on one of your horses. It doesn't even have to be in a competition setting. It could be at home. But can you tell us about this, your favorite ride? Tell us about that. How does that feel?
The favorite ride, or the
yes, like one of your best rides on a horse.
I had many good rides, and there's many of them. I don't think there is one so special. That the only what was very special was not me riding, but it was as a trainer. Okay. And this was in I remember the World Championship in Kentucky, and then we had with Fuego and Juan Munoz, we had sensations that you cannot explain. Yeah, because we did not have a medal, but we were the only ones who had standing ovations. Yeah, and this was something that I will never forget in my life. We came out of the ring and we were all crying. This is emotions. This emotion you to live these emotions is incredible. Yeah.
Yes.
And there was. Especially in Kentucky, Jose Mena, he was the first day he was in the for the first part, and then the horse was maybe not the best horse in the world, and maybe we don't get any super results, but something special came, and also he had standing ovations, and this to live this so that you do something. And there is a stadium full of people standing up. And then you say, okay, they like it. They love what. I'm not winning any medal. I'm not doing, but they love what I see. And I think that all of us riders, we do this because we want to be successful, but this is also an emotion part that gives you more than money or than whatever it is. Yeah.
Yes. Yes, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yes. That's how horses, they hook us in for a lifetime, don't they?
Yeah.
They do. Well, Jan, tell me, as we finish off the conversation, tell me if you could whisper a message into the heart of every equestrian, what would you tell them?
Beautiful. Now the other days is autumn. All the leaves are falling down. And then I was walking in the wood because I still try to keep my body a little bit fit. And then I was walking, and then you see all these red leaves lying on the ground. You see the trees are going to sleep for the winter. It is there, but not always you see it.
Yes.
Have a look. Have a look for so many. And this is also what with riding also, okay, not every day goes like you want, but see the positive. See, be on the good side. Yeah.
Yes.
And if we keep doing like this, then we still have also fun, even if it is not going 100%, but it's still fun. It is still something good, yeah, and don't get negative.
Yeah.
Try to be positive, yeah.
Thank you. We've had such a good conversation. I loved all your stories. So good. Well, thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you so much.
Because before the computer did not work. Yeah. And then I say, okay, I have to come to Australia. That I can do it. So, but now the computer works. No, can come to Australia.
No,
anymore.
you have to. I was just about to say that you still have to come to Australia. You still have to come.
Yeah.
So
I was there twice.
Have you?
Yeah. Yeah, because the Olympics in Sydney, was the most beautiful Olympics. I remember standing in the opera house, looking all the ships coming in with my Spanish team with a whiskey sour and think, oh God, the world is ours. Yeah, and then later after the Olympics.
Yeah.
I went for 2 weeks to New Zealand because I have some friends in New Zealand. And then we had a trip to New Zealand. And then later I came back with Mariette Wittages for a judging course. Yeah. And then, and it was always, all the trips to this part of the world were wonderful trips.
Well, I think you need to come back. You'll have to come back one more time.
Yeah, but
Well, you can think about it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's good. Well, we've got that on video that you said sort of maybe okay. All right, Jan. Well, let's say goodbye to everyone and thank you so much, and we'll see you next time. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. I hope you really enjoyed it and found lots of wisdom and inspiration to take with you. If you enjoyed this conversation, please remember to like and subscribe below. That will help these conversations reach other equestrians like you. Thank you. Until next time, ride the way you want to live.